it is time for your headliner to come up. So who's excited? Let's make some noise. This person, I've been mentoring for 18 months, and I've been with him every step of the journey, and this is really cool. His name's outside the building. I'm really proud of him, and frankly, you know, give it up for what I consider to be my best friend, Mr. Kyle Wang.
So, first of all, best friend. Best friend. Yeah, sure. So, anyways, I'm Kyle Wang, hello, and the baby shark theme. Wow, okay, that's obviously ageist.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's more maturity appropriate for Alex, but anyways, I have something embarrassing to admit. I still live with my parents. Yeah, I know. But it's cool since I'm actually planning to move out next year as soon as my allowance is enough to pay rent. But I mean, how high could it possibly be? I mean, like, who here pays rent? Yeah? Yeah, you sir, how much do you pay for rent?
$3,000.
$3,000? And that's a year, right? A month. It's a month?
Sorry,
Okay. Mom, Dad, please do not kick me out. Now, speaking of my parents, they each have their own special set of skills. Take my mom, for example. She is my ATM, cook, doctor, chauffeur, first responder, and my personal desk organizer. Now, my dad on the other hand, now he has a very special skill. My dad helps me find mom. Other than that, he's pretty useless. And speaking of my dad, he's recently been making me invest in the stock market.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and that's because he wants me to pay for our taxes, mortgage, and food.
Yeah.
You know, average responsibilities of a 12-year-old kid. And so the first stock I invested in was Apple, right? Because in case you didn't know, the company is worth almost $3 trillion. Yeah, I'm Asian and even I can't count that high. And the other reason is that almost everyone has either an iPhone or an iPad or a MacBook or one of those. Now, the other stock I invested in was Nintendo. Because I'm 12. Like, I know I'm supposed to be really smart and everything, but I still love Pokémon, okay? Yeah. And so, going back to my mom, she does this thing that I like to call mom math. So I'll give you an example. It's 6:45 in the morning and she goes, Kyle, it's 7 o'clock, time to get up. It's 8:45 at night and she goes, Kyle, it's 9 p.m., go to bed. And so the other day, she goes, Kyle, you've been playing games for 30 minutes, stop playing games. And I go, well, you see, Mom, using Kyle math, I've really only been playing for 5 minutes. So, that's why I'm grounded right now. For 3 weeks, which in mom math is really just a month. And so, because my mom is Asian and I'm Asian, my mom made me do Kung Fu, obviously. And, but I didn't really like Kung Fu that much because, well, the idea of physical contact with some sweaty guy I don't even know, that just doesn't really appeal to me. And so, love the side, Ethan. I know you do Kung Fu, okay? I know you do Kung Fu. I made this joke to offend you. Anyways, so after I quit Kung Fu, I thought the whole sports thing was gonna be over. But boy was I wrong. Mom made me do fencing. because she's a tiger mom and doesn't let things go. But I thought fencing was gonna be cool because I like Star Wars and I thought it was gonna be like fighting Darth Vader, you know? Vroom, vroom. But no, it was just poke, run away. Poke, run away. Poke, run away. But sometimes it was totally different. All right, sometimes it was run away and then poke. Pretty advanced stuff if you ask me. But I'm glad my mom was preparing me for life because with Kung Fu, if you ever get into a fight, you can defend yourself. But with fencing, so it goes like this. Hey, brace face, I'm gonna kick your butt. Sir, I know you're about to kick my butt, and I respect that. But would you please just give me a minute while I go get my sword? It really wants to I promise. Thank you so much. It's not how the world works, Mom! Anyways, one time where I wish I had my sword was Vegas. Vegas was wild. But anyways, on the way to Vegas, I saw Starbucks. And so I immediately thought I was at Ethan's house because he lived near Starbucks. And so I asked my mom if we could go visit my friend Ethan, and she goes, Kyle, we've been driving for the past 5 hours. What makes you think we can go see our friend Ethan? And I'm like, well, Mom, you see, we are near Starbucks. Ethan lives near Starbucks. Therefore, we must be near each other. Use your brain. And that's the day when she explained to me there's more than one Starbucks. And that day, I learned a valuable lesson. There's not one, but 2 Starbucks. I was way off. And so, while I was at Starbucks, I just saw a lot of tourists, and it reminded me of my trip to Greece. And the first thing I did in Greece was we went on a cruise. So has anyone here ever been on a cruise?
Yeah.
Yeah? Oh, a lot of people. This cruise is pretty rich. Good to know that I'm attracting middle to upper class. Yeah. Anyways, so when I went on the cruise, on the very first night, they played My Heart Will Go On from the Titanic. Yeah, that song. And I'm no expert, but I'm pretty sure that that's the last song you want to play on a massive boat. Right? I mean, we were all obviously going to die. Yeah. So when we finally got off the cruise, we went to a museum. Yeah. So naturally, my dad only wanted to learn about the history, right? My mom only wanted to learn about the jewelry that people wore. And I, unfortunately, learned a lot of human anatomy. So there's this thing, I don't know if you know it, it's called a satyr. And when I say satyr, most of you probably think of that thing from the movie Hercules. No? No one? No one? Okay, anyways, I forgot you're Asian, my bad. But anyways, I searched what a satyr was on Wikipedia, and it goes, they are forest spirits with the ears and tail of a donkey. And they're, thin. It's like half the size of their body. Like, I know I haven't hit puberty yet, but goddamn! And so when I got back to the hotel, I saw this flyer. It is 5 miles from this hotel to the airport. If you drive, it'll take you about 5 minutes, and if you walk, it'll take you about 30 minutes. Americans would never suggest for you to walk for 30 minutes. moving sidewalk from Taco Bell to the bathroom. Which is probably a good thing because Taco Bell. Yeah, you see where I'm going with this. Anyways, the point is Americans do not like to move.
Yeah.
And so another thing I saw in Greece was that the max weight in an elevator was 600 kilograms. The max capacity was 8 people. Now, don't freak out, I already did the math. Before the show, because I'm a nerd, and I don't have anything better to do. Anyways, so basically that means each person should weigh around 165 pounds. Yeah, let's just say some of y'all shouldn't be getting on the anytime soon. Yeah. Anyways, so recently I went to China. I went back to China during summer vacation, and spoiler alert, I'm Chinese.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
A lot of you must have been really confused. Anyways, so if you thought Chinese moms were bad, well, Chinese grandmothers are even worse. So my grandmother, she does this thing where she tries to cure every injury or disease with a bag of hot water. Yeah. So let me give you some examples. I stubbed my toe. She put a bag of hot water on my toe. I got a stomachache. She put a bag of hot water on my stomach. I got a migraine. She put a bag of hot water on my head. I burned my finger.
Dad.
Yeah. What did you do?
Put a bag of hot water on your fingers.
No, she told me to man up. And then she put it back. And so another weird thing they do in China is this thing called a milk bath. And it's just what it sounds like. They pour a bunch of milk on you like you're a bowl of Frosted Flakes. Yeah. And it's supposed to be like good for your skin or something. I don't know. But anyways, if you're wondering why that's only in China and not in America, there's two main reasons. First of all, you Americans would probably use like almond milk or pistachio milk or oat milk or something weird like that. Yeah, I'm looking at you white ladies. I'm joking. And then the other mistake you guys would make is probably just drink it. Because you guys are pretty fat. I'm joking, guys. Okay, I'm joking. But my mom, she always tells me that I'm not mature enough for a phone. I mean, like, can you believe it? Like, me, not mature enough? Definitely not. But I got one anyways. And remember when I went back to China? Yeah, so when I went back to China, I just grabbed one off the assembly line at the end of my shift. I know it's unethical to steal from work. But I mean, so is child labor, so what are you gonna do about it? Yeah. Are there any iPhone people in here? Yeah, you're in the back. Can I see your phone really fast? Oh, I remember making that one. You're welcome, by the way. Anyways, another thing when I went back to China, I noticed that everyone there looked like me. And it felt good. I mean, it's the first time where I really felt like I belonged. Yeah. So maybe starting to understand those white supremacists. I'm kidding, guys. It's a joke, obviously. But I mean, everyone is talking about white supremacy. They should really be talking about Asian supremacy. Yeah. Like, I'm not sure if you know him, but there's this guy, okay? His name is Jonny Kim. He graduated from Harvard. He's a Navy SEAL. He's also a fighter pilot. He's also a doctor. And he's an astronaut!
Wow. Yeah.
He's also what my mom likes to call the bare minimum. But you know what he isn't? A stand-up comedian, so take that! So when I got back from China, school year started and I had to take a math test. And I had to find the area of a circle. So naturally, I used the formula area equals pi r squared. But I accidentally used the diameter instead of the radius. Yeah. And I mean, we've all done that before, right? I mean, surely all of you have made this mistake at least once today, right? No? Okay, maybe it's just me. But I can't remember to use the I can't remember to use the radius, but I can remember that the quadratic equation is x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4c squared. Like, come on, Kyle. But anyways, the day before that, we did one problem. The entire math class, we only did one problem. And the problem was, how many steps does it take to walk 1,000 miles? Okay, so simple. I found the amount of inches in a mile, multiplied that by 1,000, then found the amount of inches in one of my feet and my stride, then did the amount of inches in 1,000 miles divided by the amount of inches in one of my feet and the stride. Now, the guy next to me. Now, he used a totally different approach. The guy next to me, he copied my answer. And that was the day where I learned sometimes smart thing to do is to let somebody else do all the work. Which is why you better ace every single one of your tests, Ethan. Ace all of them, please. And I don't like to brag, but I'm actually in the advanced math class. Yeah. And okay, so maybe I do like to brag, but only a little bit. Only a little bit about how I'm in the advanced math and show off to my friends. So one day I was just casually showing off to my friend, and he goes, "Oh, well, we're watching a movie today in math class. Have fun in advanced math." And I was like, whoa, come on. I'm not even that smart. Like, I don't even know the formula for the area of a circle. And so fast forward an hour later, and I'm learning about non-Euclidean geometry, and they're watching Captain Underpants. Sounds fun, right? Yeah. So recently I've actually been getting into Marvel a little bit. Yeah. And as I was watching them, I was just thinking, what would I do if I were each of the Avengers? So, start with Iron Man, obviously, because he's Iron Man. So let's see, if I were Iron Man, I would immediately stop being Iron Man. Because then I would just be a billionaire. Because then, well, I would be a billionaire, and I'd have, well, money? Yeah. And we're talking about unlimited Pokémon cards here. Like, are we paying attention? And let's go to Ant-Man. Yeah. If I were Ant-Man, I would do nothing because I just hit 5 feet and I have no desire to be smaller. Yeah. Now, let's see. If I were Groot, well, it goes something like this. I am Groot. I am Groot. I am Groot. I am Groot. I would be the king of one-liners. Yeah. Now, if I were the Hulk, well, actually, I would never want to be the Hulk. Because if I ripped all of my clothes, my mom would turn into She-Hulk and kill me. Yeah. I don't want that to happen. Now, I don't only watch Marvel movies, though. I still watch Star Wars, okay? Yeah. And so the other day I was just watching Star Wars, episodes 1 through 9, and I noticed that R2-D2 is in every single one of them. So that makes him an 80-year-old laptop on wheels. And in episode 9, they're still plugging stuff into him. And it works! Now that makes no sense whatsoever because in my 12 years on this earth, the USB cord alone has changed 3 times! It's like trying to plug a flash drive into a typewriter. Good luck with that. Anyways, I was thinking about 80-year-old R2. Like, wow, 80 years old. It's a lot. Just got me thinking about death. Yeah. Have you guys ever thought about death? No? Because if you haven't, a lot of you are way closer than I am. This one, it's not even close. But I mean, I'm not going to name names or point fingers, but you, sir, if I were you, I would get my affairs in order. Anyways, do you guys want to feel really old? Really old? No. Yeah, well, too bad. Get this. I am younger than Obamacare.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. And Obama was president for half my life.
Wow.
And Trump, he was president for a third of my life. And I know it feels like he was president for a third of your life. But for me, it really was. That's reality, baby. And Biden, let's see, Biden. So he's probably going to be president for the rest of his life. He's old. Same. Yeah. Now, I only have 2 jokes left. So I think I'm going to take this opportunity to, first of all, thank all of you wonderful audience members for coming out and supporting me today. First ever headlining show. And I also want to thank Mic Drop Comedy for letting me headline in this amazing gold room. And then I also want to thank the Mic Drop Comedy staff. We're here serving you guys the entire show, I think. Yeah. So. And then I want to thank all of the comedians who are up before me. Must have been very difficult for them to come up with clean material. Thank you for that. And then I also want to thank my parents for driving me everywhere, first of all. And then also for letting me do comedy. I mean, I'm not doing math problems at home like Ethan over here. And yeah, even though my dad's pretty useless, but I still love him, you know. Yeah. And then finally, I'd like to thank my comedy teacher, Alex, for teaching me comedy, as well as teaching me a lot of other very important life skills, like how to beat the dragon in Zelda. And also, he taught me how to cook frozen pizza. I never would have figured it out. And I just want to thank you for being great overall. Yeah. Anyways, let's get back into my last two jokes. So when I was in school, it was the last day of school, so we watched a movie, yeah. But the thing was, we had to watch the movie with 6th graders, who were a whole year below me. And the entire time they were screaming and yelling and talking, and completely ruined my experience. You see, I was trying to ascertain the filmmaker's motivations that drove the protagonist to his breaking point. The subtle nuances of the film were being undermined by the cacophonous uproar of the children behind me. Completely ruined Minions for me. At the time, I just really wanted to curse at them. Yeah, have you ever felt that we just really wanted to curse? Yeah? Yeah, what's your favorite curse word? But before you say anything, I just want to tell you that I've heard all of them before, and I'm sure the kids here have heard all of them before. And yeah, you can say anything.
Fuck.
Okay, I haven't heard that one before. Alex what it means, and I'm sure he'll explain it to me. Anyways, I mean, adults can curse, but I can't. And that just makes no sense whatsoever, because studies show that if you put your hand in ice water, you can actually keep it there longer if you curse. So it might help me focus more during math class, right? That makes sense. And so I explained all of this crystal clear logic to my mom, and she goes, okay, yeah, I think that actually makes a lot of sense. You can curse all you want, as long as your hand is in ice water. Shit.